Many men masturbate once a day, sometimes more often. To be clear, there's nothing physically wrong with it, but that's what often happens. All your attention is focused on a specific physical point. All your vital energy is concentrated in that point and then released from your body. You feel relieved for a while, perhaps with a touch of guilt, maybe a little tired, and then it's over. What if I told you there's a completely different way to harness this energy, a way that will permeate your entire body, heal old emotional wounds, and completely transform how you feel happy? I'm your trusted advisor on men's health. Let me show you what I'm going to talk about today. First, why do so many men carry the burden of shame and embarrassment associated with masturbation? And how can this internal conflict hinder their ability to connect genuinely with their partner? Second, the 70% rule, a technique that prevents energy depletion and redirects it upwards instead of draining it from the body. Finally, a breathing technique that creates a precise cycle, distributing vitality from the lower body to the entire nervous system. Understanding this biological response is what distinguishes men seeking temporary relief from men who are physically strong. Click the customer button because what we're going to discuss today is based on ancient strength practices, modern psychology, and real stories of men who radically transformed their relationship with their bodies. Let's start with something many men avoid talking about in their lives: guilt and shame. I've worked with men who grew up in environments where they weren't allowed to talk openly about their bodies. They heard terrifying stories from many adults about self-examination. If you do this, bad things will happen to you. If you masturbate, you'll be punished. They won't love you anymore. Herein lies the paradox. As a teenager, he still masturbated because his body was still active, but at the same time, he suffered from a deep-seated fear of abandonment. This made him feel incredibly guilty every time, and this is something most men don't understand. This feeling of guilt doesn't disappear with age. It remains ingrained in the nervous system, creating a barrier between you and true happiness. I've seen men unable to reach orgasm during intimacy with their partners because of accumulated guilt, which limits their ability to experience full pleasure. This is where the importance of this lies. You can't get rid of guilt just by thinking about it. You have to make a physical effort to release and get rid of that energy. This is the saying that changes everything. Instead of saying, we only move with pressure, say, life energy is activated in my body. When you see it as energy, not a physical itch, the associated guilt will fade away. You're not doing anything shameful. You're engaging with the life force. This force is life itself. It's the force that creates life, that fuels desire, that fuels creativity. It's meant to be. Nature created your body. Nature created this force. Everything is okay. It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to explore your body. It's fine to enjoy some exercise. That's all well and good, but we need to change our approach to it so it becomes beneficial instead of exhausting. So let me clarify a common misconception about individual exercises. Most men, when exercising, focus all their attention on the anatomy of their bodies. Wherever your attention is, your energy is directed. All that energy accumulates in one place and needs to be released, so you give up. What if you could distribute that energy throughout your entire body? Here's a workout that will change everything. If you're working out 7 times a week, make one of those sessions a strength-focused workout, just one session. Here's what you'll be doing differently. First, focus on your entire body, not just your lower abs. One good way to achieve this is through breathing. Take deep, long, slow breaths as you work. Focus on the muscles in your shoulders, face, pelvic floor, and legs. As you work on the sensation, begin to relax your entire body. Remember this well, as it is directly related to what will happen next. When you reach the point of no return, which is roughly 70% of your maximum arousal, stop. The point of no return is the moment you realize you will inevitably lose consciousness if you continue for a few more seconds. But if you stop before this point, you can conserve your energy. You cannot physically stop beyond this point, so stop at 70%. Here's what to avoid. Don't stand and work all day, as this can lead to energy blockages. You may feel discomfort or pressure as a result of these blockages. Standing and walking only is not healthy. But if you do this exercise correctly, when you're in a semi-conscious state around 70%, you completely abandon physical contact. Lie on your back, arms by your sides, legs extended in front of you. Don't move at all. In yoga, this pose is called Shavasana, or corpse pose. Just be still. Remember this because we'll come back to it later. You will be physically aroused because you have exerted yourself to the fullest. Now begin to breathe. Take a deep breath and relax. As you exhale, gently tighten your pelvic floor muscles. This will draw your pelvis down and in. Inhale, relax. Exhale, contract. This will create a cycle in your body. And here's where it's important. As you lie in this position and practice this breathing, energy begins to move back and forth in this cycle. You might feel a slight tingling or different sensations moving in your chest or head. Your physical tension will naturally dissipate. All the energy that was stored in one place is now distributed throughout your body, so you won't feel as much pressure. Take 10 to 30 breaths in this way. Observe what happens. This is an in-depth exploration. Results vary from person to person. It is an internal experience. You will feel sensations, perhaps emotions will arise, and different visions may suddenly appear in your mind. You may feel some trembling. Vibration is the nervous system that controls that energy instead of simply blocking it. Many things may happen during this practice. It won't be the same as usual. It will be completely different from the natural release you're used to. At the end of the session, after the energy has subsided, you will experience a different sensation. You might feel energized instead of tired. Here's what most people don't understand about this practice. Pay attention to the thoughts that come to mind as you lie down and breathe. You might find yourself recalling past memories that make you feel guilty about your body. When these memories surface, think about how you comforted yourself when you were younger. I was relearning that everything is okay. This allows you to connect with your body. It's natural. It's good. Everything is fine. Reawakening your inner child, the child you once were, and making sure that what you feel is healthy and not bad is what happens naturally when you exercise properly. Here's the thing. Sexual energy is a life force. When you distribute it instead of expelling it from your body, you nourish your mind, emotions, and body with that power. When you stop at 70%, when you remain still, when you feel your pelvis contract, allowing the energy to flow upwards through your spine, you create a new and healthy relationship with yourself. Try this exercise starting this week. Dedicate at least one session of your regular workout to this intense exercise. Aim for 70% of your maximum effort. Stop, lie down, and breathe for 10 to 30 cycles. Notice the sensations that spread through your body. Notice the feelings you experience. You will feel a huge difference between this and the usual version. Then you will know that this practice is effective. If this experience completely changes your view of energy and your own personal energy, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and tell me, have you ever felt the energy of your entire body before? Or is this a completely new feeling for you? I read all the comments. Thank you for following. Continue to learn and grow, and be sure to respect your bodies.